It's going down.
Right here at Yes Media Academy Radio. The rhythm goes on. We raise the roof all day, every day.
Beautiful Thursday morning. Today, the 9th day in the month of July 2020. You're welcome to another edition of the program from the newspapers, the newspaper review from Yes Ma Radio, the first media academy radio in Nigeria. Thank you for being there. We are live from Yemi Shunde Media House, Felele, right here in the city. Yemi Shunde Christian, Felele, Ibadan. My name is Olatunde Idowu. I'm not alone. On the newspaper review, Ini is here.
Good morning. My name is Inioluwa Akintayo.
All right. The shortened form. Ini?
Yeah.
In-I. Okay. We have two newspapers with me. I have The Nation and the Nigerian Tribune.
With me is the Punch newspaper.
Let's check out some of the headlines making the rounds this morning. I have from the Nation newspaper, COVID-19 cases in Nigeria hits more than 30,000 with 460 new cases.
My first story will be from the Punch newspaper. Panel probes Magu over alleged ownership of Dubai properties with riders. Probe team seeks answers to mysterious release of 157 oil tankers. Umar assumes duty. Suspended anti-graft boss spent third day in detention.
Still staying with the Nation newspaper, COVID-19. Federal government pulls JSS-3, SS-3 pupils out of WASC.
Fear, caution, complaints as airlines resume domestic flights. Have the full details of that story on page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
And FEC approves 109.189 billion naira for road projects, with a rider 25 billion naira to complete Enugu Lokpanta project. It's from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Boko Haram kills 20 soldiers returning from Borno operation. For full details of that story, you can find it on page 22 of the Punch newspaper.
Ondo Assembly suspends Deputy Speaker as Majority Leader resigns. It's inside the inside pages of the Nation newspaper.
Luth petitions panel over failed surgery by cosmetic surgeon. We have the full details of this on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper.
And quickly, look at another story making the rounds. Yamo accuses PDP leaders of lacking tact. It's on the inside pages of the Nation newspaper.
Lastly with me, I have 7 killed in explosion on NPDC oil platform.
And the world of sport, before we go into full details, Oshime's agent denies EPL link. All this and much more is what we have for you on the newspaper review. Let's kick off with the stories with Ini.
The suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu's problems worsened on Wednesday as the presidential panel investigating corruption allegations against him shifted its focus to properties he allegedly acquired in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. The suspended EFCC boss, who has been in the police custody since his arrest on Monday, was interrogated for the third time on Wednesday. A top government official said, and I quote, "Magu is not just the chairman, but the chief accounting officer of the EFCC. So every allegation regarding diversion or misplaced funds must be directed at him. There are allegations that about 157 oil tankers seized by the Port Harcourt disappeared. Some were sold, while some were returned to the owners after massive bribes were given through operatives we believe to be Magu's proxies. The head of operations at the EFCC, Mohammed Umar, has resumed as the acting chairman of the agency. Until his assumption, Umar, a deputy commissioner of police, was the second most senior official at the agency. Panel probes Magu over alleged ownership of Dubai properties.
And kicking my first story from the Nation newspaper, COVID-19 cases in Nigeria hits more than 30,000 with 460 new cases. More than 30,000 Nigerians are now down with the coronavirus, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has said. According to a tweet released by the NCDC on Wednesday night, the country recorded 460 new cases, bringing the total number of confirmed cases so far to 30,249, with 12,373 persons discharged. The breakdown of figures recorded according to states is as follows: Lagos with 150, Rivers with 49, Oyo 43, Delta 38, Federal Capital Territory 26, Anambra 20, Kano 20, Plateau 18, Edo 14, Bayelsa 13, Enugu 13, Osun 12, Kwara 10, Borno 8, Ogun 7, Kaduna 6, Imo 4, Bauchi 3, Gombe 3, Niger 2, and Adamawa 1. 684 persons have so far lost their lives in Nigeria due to corona, the tweet said. COVID-19 cases in Nigeria hit more than 30,000 with 460 new cases. The Nation newspaper has full details.
Fear, caution, complaints as airlines resume domestic flights. As domestic flight operations resumed at airports in Lagos and Abuja on Wednesday, travelers expressed mixed feelings as they waited to fly for the first time since March 23. Though they braved all odds to be at the terminals on time in order to get on with their flight, not many were pleased with coming in early and being delayed before flying. Some passengers expressed their fears by saying they came 3 hours before their scheduled flights, in tandem with the provisions of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria rules. Fear, caution, complaints as airlines resume domestic flights. We have the full details of that story on page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
We are live on Facebook on Yes Media Academy, and on YouTube you can get to watch us and share on Yes Media Academy Radio. And this and much more we will always bring to your notice. Still with the Nation newspaper, COVID-19, federal government pulls JSS3, SS3 pupils out of WASC. With the write-up, environment not safe yet to sit for exam, says minister. The federal government on Wednesday pulled the brake on the preparation to reopen schools to enable pupils in primary 6, junior secondary school JSS 3, and senior secondary school SS3 write their final examinations. Education Minister Malam Adamu said SS3 pupils will not be participating in the upcoming West African Examination Council WAEC examination. In a chat with reporters at the State House after the 7th weekly virtual Federal Executive Council FEC meeting in Abuja, the minister said there is no date for resumption of schools yet. The development negated a directive by the Presidential Task Force PTF control to states to begin the process of reopening schools for the resumption of pupils in exit classes. Minister of State for Education Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, who gave the directive during the Monday briefing of the PTF, said schools should reopen to prepare the pupils for the Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination SSCE scheduled to begin on August the 4th. But announcing the U-turn on Wednesday, Adamu said he would prefer that pupils lose an academic session than to expose them to danger. COVID-19. Federal government pulls JSS3, SS3 pupils out of WASC with the rider. Environment not safe yet to sit for exam, says minister. The Nation newspaper has full details.
Boko Haram kills 20 soldiers returning from Borno operation. At least 20 soldiers may have lost their lives in an ambush by Boko Haram in troubled Borno state. Multiple sources within the Civilian Joint Task Force and Security Cycle told a correspondent in Maiduguri that 23 soldiers were killed and 2 injured in the ambush. The sources also revealed that the deceased soldiers were attached to 25 Task Force Brigade, Damboa in Borno. The sources said the soldiers ran into an ambush along the Maiduguri-Damboa road as they were returning from a 5-day clearance operation on Tuesday. If you are interested in this story, you can grab a copy of the Punch newspaper and read it on page 22.
And still taking up with the Nation newspaper, Eze Iyamo accuses PDP leaders of lacking tact. The governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC in Edo State, Pastor Osagi Eze Iyamo, has accused the leaders and members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) of lacking tact and strategy. He said they have resorted to giving excuses and mud-slinging. Eze Iyamo said it was shameful for PDP leaders to field Governor Obaseki as its standard bearer for the September 19 governorship election, despite earlier condemning him as a non-achiever as the Edo governor. Eze Iyamo yesterday, in an online statement by the Director of Communication and Media of his campaign organization, Prince John Mayaki, said it was confusing for PDP leaders to be singing Obaseki's praise